African leaders have gathered in Niamey for an African Union summit that will launch the operational phase of a long-sought continental free trade zone. The trade deal got a boost earlier this week when Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari committed to signing the deal this weekend. CGTN's Ramah Nyang is at the summit and filed this report.
Unlike some other continental-level agreements like the Yamoussoukro decision, which was designed to open up African skies, but, pun not intended, didn't take off, the continental free trade area has come to life really fast, even by AU standards. It's literally taken the better part of a year and a half from the signing of the treaty to moving towards the operational phase of the agreement. Now, with Nigeria and Benin to sign the treaty on the 7th of July, the deal will effectively have 54 signatories, all but one country in Africa, and 26 of those have or will, like Gabon for instance, deposit the instruments of ratification. As home to Africa's biggest economy and its biggest population, Nigeria did take a bit of time to come around.
See that internal mobilization has already occurred, and this is a difference. And I think, in fact, the world should, or Africans should recognize and appreciate what happened, because it's still going to be signed within the time frame, specified, and with the full support of 200 million people saying, yes, we need it, and not like the president signed it and is trying to impose it on them.
Agreeing to the treaty, however, is just the easy part. Now comes the hard-fought negotiations over tariffs, exclusions, and rules of origin.
One, we need to give time for the member states to liaise with the business people to sensitize them about the emerging opportunities in the market. And they also needed to produce trade documents and distribute them across the national territories. Then we're also going to call for a meeting of Director Generals of Customs to come and look at the state of preparedness. That's the first level. The second level is for us, as the African Continental Free Trade Area Interim Secretariat, to work with the regional economic communities to come up with a framework of collaboration, because the African territory is very, very big.
Now, the rules of origin threshold varies from one sector of goods to the next, but broadly speaking, an item needs to have at least 80% of its value added within the continent in order to qualify for preferential tariffs within the CFTA.
And we're now looking at what level of, by how much, in the simple person's terms, what percentage of the good should have been produced on the continent for us to sort of allow it to move around the continent. So we don't want, say, 90% of a good is produced in China and 10% is just a stamp that is done in Africa and then you sort of put it into the global African market. No. So there is a threshold of, it has to be 80–85% that is done on the continent for us to be able to sort of take it forward and put it into the CFTA basket. At
least 7 different countries, including Kenya, Ethiopia, Eswatini, Senegal and Ghana, had also put in their bids, their offers to host the CFTA Secretariat. When I asked the Commissioner for Trade at the AU Commission if Ghana was agreed to as the host at the July 5th ministerial meeting, this was his response.
Announcement tomorrow. I don't know.
Albert Muchanga there, holding his cards close to his chest. Now, in the wake of the summit in Niamey, member states that will have ratified this will now be able to trade under CFTA rules by the 1st of July 2020. Beyond that, however, there's more. Negotiations on competition policy, that has to be done in 2020. And thereafter, talks on how to set up a continental customs union and a continental single market over the medium term. Ramah Nyang, CGTN, Niamey, Niger.